What is excuse me. Excuse me. What is going on? You apparently take a breath and you got a cough. What is going on, Alpha Hunters? Let's figure out what the market's trying to do to end out the week. We have seen some pretty solid bullishness come in on the market over the past 30 minutes or so. Past 40 minutes, I guess. And yeah, I mean, look at that run. Nice. Very nice. And this is after the market was already up pretty good today. The market was up, roughly not 1%, I guess, but it was up pretty good. The Q's been leading the way today, basically on the back of Netflix's earnings. So we can take a look at some of that, see where the fallout's happening. But I don't know one thing. I'm not really looking to be bearish or bearish. I'm not really looking to be bullish in the close. I mean, we're already up a little bit over 1.2%. And I can't really justify the reason why. That's about all. That's about all. Nothing crazy. But look around the market. Healthcare getting hit a little bit. Amazon's up pretty good. Microsoft, Google, Apple. When those are leading the way, it's a good day. Tesla up. I did close the Tesla call option, vertical call option, so that is closed. Goldman Sachs is down 2.6%. Wow, really? I was short you. I was bearish on you last week. Why are you bearish now? Cities up. Yeah, we got some bullishness. Yeah, we got bullishness out there. Seems to be mostly concentrated in tech area, in the areas of tech. And really, I mean, I don't really know how you classify Netflix. That falls into XLC. I'm sure, like the communications area. I'd imagine not really true tech. But I know those big four. They're still kind of grouped together as people talking about big tech. All right, fine, fair enough. Let's just ooh. Yeah, obviously Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday would definitely have that bearish like a bearish engulfing evening star reversal pattern kind of set up there. Here's the thing. We did pull yesterday into a pretty good bounce level. Not gonna lie, pretty good bounce level. The low of yesterday was at 387.26. The high of this candle back over here was 387.41. So basically we pulled right into the top of this candle and bounced yesterday. That's kind of where we've been bouncing from. But we're still just in an area where the market is not willing to just give up possibly any more bearishness right now. And we are about to have a little bit of a come to head, right? A come to head. We're going to have some fighting here real soon as we are getting a little bit more of this pennant pattern to shape out. And if I turn log off on the SPY, I mean, it's going to get real tight here over the next week or two as we get into end of January. So we're going to figure out which way the market's going to break out of this kind of pennant pattern that we kind of got going on. You know which way I'm thinking, but this is going to be an interesting. Whatever plays out here, it's going to be interesting. That's going to probably dictate where we go then for the next few weeks after that, few months. So we'll see how that plays out. But let's check around the market. Qs obviously are killing it today. Look at this move on the Qs. Turn log back on. Still haven't broken this downward trend line on the log chart. Going back for the whole year, or at least the whole bearish market. So all right, but seeing a nice little pop today. This is typically when, though, you get a pop on tech as people are trying to say during the entire run that we had. Okay, we're back to risk on. And then you get the things that led, they sell off pretty hard like the Dow Jones, like the IWM, right? They've sold off pretty hard, and you get that really strong pop in the risk on assets as you start to roll over. So we're going to figure out what happens on Monday. Monday's going to be very important. Just a technical understanding the market sentiment, how the market reacting to just current buying, current price levels in the marketplace. RSP, the average, not really up as much as the SPY. So, never mind. I was looking at the Qs. The SPY, it's roughly an average. So the equal weight and the market cap weighted SP 500 is roughly in line. Transports VIX dropping pretty good today. What's really kind of interesting here is it really hasn't. The market. We know the market's been running bullish here for about the past 45 minutes or so. The VIX not really dropping. It hasn't really been dropping. That's kind of surprising. Yeah, that is kind of surprising. So, interesting. That's it. That's all I got. Interesting. This was a nice little breakdown. So far, this is a false breakdown, by the way, on the VIX, where we got below this 19 level. Made a run down to about 18 last Friday's low, and then gapped up back above it this Tuesday and kind of just hung out. And just look at the price action here on the weekly in the VIX. It hasn't really done anything, but you look at the SPY, the SPY sold down pretty good. And I was really kind of waiting to see what would happen here on today's close. If we were going to sell down on the SPY, or not even sell down, just hang out, kind of where we closed yesterday, or just trade a little bit higher. But today we're actually trading higher pretty good. If we would have stayed below the open of last week's Monday candle, which was at 390.39, I actually sent out a tweet about that. I was like, "Ooh, watch out if we stay below that, because that would have been a bearish engulfing pattern shaping up there on the SPY on a weekly time frame." Kind of glad it's not happening, to be pretty honest, because it allows us to go into next week with a little bit more of an optimistic feel. So this is kind of where I'm at on that. But yeah, the VIX though, yeah, just kind of hanging out. It's fine. It's fine. Gap up on Tuesday is really most of the move there on the VIX this week. Let's check out the dollar. It's funny, man. Dollar. I was looking at it last night, and it was rolling pretty good. Bullish. It was rolling pretty good, and or this morning. Sorry, it was this morning. I was looking at it, but man, wow, look at that thing. Ever since the market's been open, this thing has just been getting destroyed. That's wow. All right, Rosebud, how are you doing today? I am doing fantastic. So, just trying to understand what the market's doing. So the stock market actually might be helped by the dollar selling off. Selling down today from where it opened. It's definitely helping. It's not hurting. 10-year bouncing ever since it hit the 200 yesterday. So, okay. 10 2-year inversion. Still just hanging out. Let's see if that breaks down here the next week. Gold, it's not going to work out. I'm just going to delete this. It's a bummer. HYG pulling back even more. Even more. We had a little false breakout after the breakout last week and early this week, and it's come back down. Seeing some pretty good volume there on the HYG as well this week. LQD, it's not selling down as hard, in my opinion. And the HYG after Wednesday, man, it has come back down pretty good. So let's check out Apple. Apple has been a little bit more of the soft spot today. It's definitely been lagging some. So looks like it might have played a little bit more catch up in that little run the market had. I'm kind of tempted to do a little bit of a bearish play going into close. I really am. I think we'll see some bearishness come back in. I'm gonna do a trade. I'm gonna do it now. And I'm gonna keep it real tight. I'll do like a 393 to 392.50. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna set this up. And by the way, Rosebud, I don't know if you heard, but I did close out that Tesla bull call vertical that I had set up for this Friday. I went ahead and just took profits as the market looked like it might have started rolling over right here, and I just went ahead and took them. But then the market popped, and it popped pretty strong. So not a big deal. Locked up some pretty good gains actually on Tesla. You get SPY, and I don't typically do this, but I do feel like the market is just a little bit overextended here on the intraday. Oh man, it's got dollar spreads. All right. Yeah, I just want to make sure people know that. Try to be as transparent. You know, if people follow a trade I did, I just want them to know that hey, you know, I'm closing it. I don't want them to feel like I left them out to dry. Dang, do I want to do a 393 by a 392? Ooh, I can do that. I'll do that. So I'm gonna do this, and a big reason why, because I know this spread's gonna be really cheap, and I'll see if I can just get it for 30 cents. So I'll just hit this. Yeah, here's the Tesla close. I'll hit this and we'll see what happens. Buy close. If it gets under 392, I'll be happy. If not, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. It's kind of just a higher reward to risk kind of play. If it just keeps going higher, it's not a big deal. How much would that be? 50. Alright, trying to adjust the volume here. What are you watching today, Rosebud? I'm gonna take a look at Netflix here in just a sec. And run through all the tech stuff. Alright. Looks like I got filled at 30 cents on that. Wow. So the market did me no favors, even though I thought I was above the bid-ask spread. So we'll see how this plays out. Not really too worried if it doesn't win. If it's not a winner. Not a winner chicken dinner. You know what? Mostly on the sidelines, waiting for long-term trends to establish, sitting on the cash earning 4.44% for now. Man, you know, last year you were earning, you know, maybe 0.044% or some crap like that. Just crazy, man. A year later. Just a year later. Oh, all right. Qs. Really, it's the Qs, man. I need the Qs to kind of roll over here, but you know, we'll see what happens. Tesla, I did close this. I'm going to get rid of this. Boom. Boom. XBI. A tax loss harvest of the June SPY puts. Can get back into same puts on Feb 13 or any other different expiration or amounts. Yeah. Yeah, Diet closed out his position last Friday, and I was like, dude, you should wait for at least a pullback if you really want to do that. I couldn't tell him not to do that just because I was like, dude, I get it, man. It's might as well just wait and see which way we kind of break down or out or whatever. But yeah, I just wasn't really haven't been feeling it lately. You know, it's just kind of just been doing squirrely things, kind of just in this choppy zone. So, all right, let's see. Healthcare is getting hit. All right, I want to run through I want to run through the sectors real quick. I know tech's going to be leading the way. Yeah, tech's up 2%. I'd imagine XLC's up a lot. Yeah, XLC's up 2.5%, continuing this breakout. It started basically at the end of last week. Looking pretty good there. Staples are up 0.3%. Discretionary is up 1.78% or 1.8%. Energies up about 0.8%. XLF up about 1%. Healthcare is basically flat. I don't have much of a stomach for losing position. Yeah, no, it's fair enough. I get it. I understand that. XLI is up 0.9%. XLB up 1.6%. XLRE is up 0.2%. XLB is up 0.6%. All right. XLK is up 2.1%. XLU. Ooh, look at that. Lower wick there on the XLU. All right. Definitely getting buyers down here. After this little breakdown here yesterday, definitely getting buyers there. I mean, everything's kind of getting bought up today, but XLU with I mean, it continued the breakdown today. That's the important thing. It continued very quick. Everybody got triggered, right? Everybody got that trigger. Oh, the XLU broke that down yesterday and held it, so everybody came in and sold it immediately this morning. And then there you go, people buying it right back up. What about Dominion? Because Dominion didn't really break down yesterday, and they're all right. They're hanging in there. Okay, so XLU not doing too bad. So I'd imagine the XLY, XLP. Woo, look at that. Moving even higher. SPY G, SPY V. All right, small caps. Move a little higher. Mid caps move a little bit higher. All right. All right. Let's run through Netflix. I haven't even looked at Netflix today, but man, that is not really the continuation you want to see. And what's really kind of interesting is Netflix is not really paying attention in the market bouncing most of the day, right? Obviously, the gap up, most of the gap up is responsible from Netflix and XFL and FLX. Speaking of NFL, divisional weekend. Looking forward to it. It's going to be an interesting time. All right, so we got, what about Meta? What's Meta? Ooh, Meta gap. Meta gap down is getting bought up today. Wow. Okay. Okay. I saw a Nelson rating chart that claimed NFLX has 91% of all streaming views, but hard to believe Amazon not included. Amazon not included. Man, really? Over Disney Plus? I wonder what time frame. What was that? The past year? Man, thanks for the information. But yeah, that's Amazon probably don't report it. Yeah, they probably don't report it. Yeah, you're right. 5%. All right, that might be globally. You know what? That might be globally, and I don't know how global Disney is. I know or not Amazon. Netflix is making huge. Like that's where their growth is over all overseas. All right, so Meta, Microsoft. Okay. All right. Microsoft popping pretty good today, up 3%. Hey, Alphabet was up pretty good. Oh man, look at that jump on Alphabet. Nice. That is really nice. Very nice move. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to rearrange the broker. All right. Oh, you know what? I should have done. Should have not put that. I should have made that position on the Qs and not the SPY. It's hard to track. I got other positions on the SPY. Yeah, Google's looking pretty good. That's a that's a nice break today. Oh man, I can't say that. It activates the phone. Alphabet's looking good today. Amazon. Nice little pullback here on Amazon over this week, really. Very nice. And then you got AAPL. AAPL. Pretty good run. It's only up 1.15%. SPY's up 1.3%. Yeah. Qs are up over 2 point. They're up about 2.2. Oh, a Spanish version of Google. Is that the Spanish version of it? Yeah, I try to just say alphabet, man. Alpha, A, the G, big G, because they are big G. Kind of like IBM's Big Blue, which I have not looked at IBM in a while. Mostly because it just hangs out. It doesn't really do a whole lot. Alright. Okay. Let's go run through the semiconductors. How they were doing pretty good today. Ooh, Nvidia. Nvidia looks like it's just gonna continue to pop higher. Oh, 5.5%, man. That is just ridiculous. AMD. AMD looking pretty good. AMD's looking pretty good. Got a nice little gap fill up about another 50, about another point or so. The little gap down that I had from Wednesday to Thursday. AVGO. Not bad. Just mostly hanging out though. Intel. What's Intel to? A little bit of a bounce higher. Not too much. The one that's been moving lately, Nvidia. Dude, this thing has been absolutely crushing it, and it does have a pretty good head and shoulders setup. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, man. This is a pretty solid setup here. So we'll see here probably over the next week or two if it takes out these tops. Because right now it is really close. I mean, it is forming a really good inverted head and shoulders. Traders all over that? Oh, I bet they are. Oh, I bet they are. I see a whole lot of people also calling this inverted head and shoulders, and I'm like, bro, that's not an inverted head and shoulders, man. They're like, oh, we got an inverted head and shoulders. Look at this. I was like, that's not inverted head and shoulders. But I just don't like inverted head and shoulders like this, where the necklines are just too dysfunctional. I hate that. I see that more of a false breakout than anything. Qs don't really have a perfect one either. No, they have a little bit more of a double bottom here. Yeah, plus we're near the recent. Yeah, yep, that's right. Got to break through those. Got to break through that neckline on whatever stocks are forming that out. That's right. Walmart, Costco. Let's check out Walmart, Costco. Walmart. All right, cool. I did get it. Ooh, Walmart broke down December lows. Not really bouncing a whole lot. 0.8%. What's really kind of interesting, I want to go back and look at this. I want you to see this on, we can look at it on SPY. It's not a big deal because we're going to go back far enough and get out all this cluster. 01. I want you to see this. Clean this up. I'm going to add in, not new price scale, Qs, and DIA. Yep. Okay, everything looks good. Oh, where are we? That's too, okay, blah, blah, blah. Moving on. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Where are we? Should be like right here. Here it is. This spot right here. I want you to notice this. Where's that recent high? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Let me put the high right on there. Notice how strong this was. Look at how strong this was on the tech bounce. The other three major indices not nearly as strong as the Qs back in that kind of time period. It was just really interesting to see that. I mean, it just jumps off the page how strong that tech bounce was. There's another one. Yeah, that was a strong one. You'd expect to see that. There's another one somewhere. I'm trying to find it. Where it was like the Qs just absolutely took off. And it was like, it started the rollover. And this might be it actually right here. This might be it actually right here. Let me get over to that spot. There's the tops. There's the tops. There's the tops. That's also one right there. That might be it. I don't know. It looks so weird. It's either that one or that one. The one that really kind of stood out to me because it was like we started the way down, and you just saw like the IWM, the DIA, a little bit on the spine, but they didn't really respond nearly as violently, as strong as that the Qs did there. Tech did, I guess. And the same thing like right here. So you get like those quick 1 day pops in that selling, and it's like the Dow and the IWM, they just keep selling down. They just keep selling down. Weekly MACD, so we're in a new uptrend until that rolls back over. Yeah, what's really interesting when I look at that MACD, let me look at that. Let me bring up the indicators. When I look at these, I know some people are like, they hold their feet to the fire on positive crossovers. Switch to week. I am on weekly. That is on weekly. I do have a little bit different time frame set up on my MACD and my stochastics than a lot of other people use. I think that's weekly. Yeah, because that's daily. No, you're good. You're good. I don't expect you to know everything going on in my charts. You know your charts, man. But yeah, the weekly, like, we do have an uptrend. Not even gonna lie. But to me, that's normalizing. Like, we're just getting back to the normal area, right? And like, we're not even like breaking higher, really, and the stochastics is getting pretty close to the overbought area. Good grief. I'm gonna go back to this. There we go. To 2000 and 2002. It's almost like this time period, right? Where you got the MACD and even this one a little bit, but you got the MACD and stochastics kind of come back up and normalize out a little bit. Yeah, come on. How many people probably thought, oh, we're in a new bull market here or here? You know, you get the MACD kind of turning positive. This one a little bit more normalizing, got back to the zero line a little bit quicker, or a little bit more to the quicker. I mean, I expect it to be choppy. I do, man. I don't expect a whole lot. But yeah, getting to the oversold area in a downtrend is not good. Like, that's not what you want to see. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm mostly watching. Yeah. I mean, we're just normalizing. And I know a lot of people are really watching some of these like technical patterns to set up. But we haven't really had like that major sell off yet in the marketplace. And I still think we're going to get it. I do. I still think we're going to get it. The other thing though, Rosebud, and I'm probably going to mention this in the market outlook video, is I'm going to squish these a little bit, is look at these highs that you're getting here on the MACD and right here on the stochastics, and they all correlate with a declining highs, or the declining highs that we've been getting over the August, December, and you can say January highs. I mean, we haven't really put in January highs, but over that time period, we have declining highs while we've been getting higher highs on the indicators. Yeah. So, but we gotta wait. We gotta wait. It's just choppy. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens here in the next. I'd imagine next week we start getting the moves probably out of the zone, getting past options expiration this Friday. Today, we'll see what happens. That MACD is diverging the Qs. Yes, yeah, it's based on all of them. It is. Excuse me. And the thing that I think it's very interesting here on the Qs is the stock, or the price, the actual price, hasn't come up nearly as much off the lows. Not nearly as much. So it's not like we're seeing tech lead the bull market here. And everybody's like, oh, we got to see tech lead, and it's like it's led for like a couple days here or there. Today is one of those days, but it hasn't led really since the bottom in October, and that's another thing that kind of like, yeah, until we really see that kind of bottom and that switch happen, I have no interest in believing that we're bullish. And the Qs are actually getting close to getting a divergence here on between December and January here on the stochastics. It's getting close. It'll probably start to happen as we get into next week. All right, what is the IWM doing? The IWM did make a new high this week. Remember that. It did take out these highs from November, December. So it does have a new high here. But it's still, like many, could just be a. Oh, come on, dude. It could just be a bear flag pattern, right? Where you got this bearish move, and you just got a little bit of a flag pattern kind of setting in. So, who knows? I mean, we'll find out. The IWM doesn't typically. I would say to me, the IWM doesn't matter all that much. Not for how I look at things, I guess. I know a lot of people do watch the IWM and the Russell, but the IWM might have bottomed. It might have, because you notice back in October, it did not break down nearly as much, not nearly as much. So yeah, it is. I do understand that's why a lot of people do look at it. 'Cause you do have a lot of the smaller cap stocks, but but I mean, to me, it's still just the AAPL is still so heavily weighted, right? AAPL, Alphabet, Microsoft, Amazon, they still have just so much weighting out there that you're just still seeing that rotation out of those assets and those stocks into other things, and that's why I do think you're probably starting to get that IWM probably starting to look a little bit better. Because let me clear this up. Let me compare this to the AAPL. And take it from all-time highs. Okay. Because I know there was a time period. Let me Was it basically from that high? Yeah, roughly that high that we started to see. That was when we started to see all back in August. We started to see AAPL really underperform the market, and you might have saw that liquidation coming out of AAPL into a lot of other names that have great growth possibilities into the future. So but we are definitely seeing. I mean, look, IWM made a higher low here between October to the end of December, and AAPL didn't, made a lower low. So might continue just to see that play out. And so we'll see what happens if we get into an actual selling trend over a couple weeks. Like what happens? Yeah, it is getting annoying though. I wanna kind of move a little bit outside of the triangle that we're in. Let's get it going. SPY just continuing to grind higher. Jeez, man. All right, fine. I don't think I'm gonna get Congress might help there. Yeah, that requires cooperation and people actually, you know, doing something positive for once. Nobody has any faith in that. Help take SPY. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get you. Yeah, they might help tank this SPY. Yeah. We'll see if they do anything over the weekend. My guess, probably not. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Might help in the bearish direction. Yeah, and I guess like Janet Yellen, that's so funny. Basically said, "Hey, I bought y'all time till June." And it's like, so they don't have to get anything done till June, so they're not going to get anything done, man. They're not going to get anything done. Like, what? Why would you say that? Like, come on, man. Like, do you follow politics in this country? Do you realize that, like, they hate agreeing on anything? Just funny. Just funny. See how I am really curious to see how this is going to play out here as we get into the end of February. The closer we get to February 1st, man, there's going to be a lot of people be like, oh, man, I don't know. I don't know. Because, man, some of the talk that we've seen out of the Fed this past week or two hasn't really been, yeah, we're pivoting. It's been more of a, yeah, we're going over 5%. And there's nothing y'all can do to stop us. It's just funny. All right, what else? What else is moving? Let's go check out J&J, Lilly, and Merck. Why are they down so much today? Yeah, they didn't gap down. They just sold. J&J's 2023 outlook to be in focus. So they got earnings. J&J's got earnings coming up next week, Tuesday, before the bell. Yeah, with fourth quarter results seen topping views. So that's interesting. Like, apparently, I think J&J is going to be looking pretty good. And oh, Lilly got a drug rejection. Gap down, yeah. All right. On regulatory setback. Yep, there it is. They got earnings coming up February 2nd before the bell. So the day after. Ooh, getting below that wick that we put in back in January 10th. So healthcare is rolling over. Like, this is a nice little topping pattern here on Lilly. That's definitely a head and shoulders. Yeah, that's a head and shoulders. You got shoulder, neckline, head. You got neckline, a little bit of a shoulder there. Kind of breaking that neckline, breaking that one. So it definitely needs to get below 340. If they can do that. Nice little rounded out top there. So, and then Merck. I have 3 or 5 puts expiring on the 27th, but bad trade. All right. Merck. Yeah, Merck's just hanging out today. Nice little inside day candle. Um, Merck, you could definitely play either way. If it breaks, I mean, whichever way it breaks, yesterday's candle, yesterday's highs and lows, like that's the way to go with Merck. That's an easy setup there too. I will not be partaking. I already have too much exposure. What else is out there? AbbVie. Man, healthcare's been getting hit. Pfizer. Healthcare has been getting hit. Wow. Gilead. I haven't looked at Gilead in a while. Ooh, possible double top setting up there on Gilead. Wow. So I had a line on here all the way back to like 2015. Jeez. Yeah, that's not looking. Not looking the best there on Gilead. Visa and MasterCard. Let's check out Visa MasterCard. Visa MasterCard. Man, that's the thing. Is like everything looks so. Things that have been moving bullishly for 3 months, it just looks so extended. Like I wouldn't want to buy it right now. I'd rather wait. I'd rather wait. And that's the problem the market has right now. The big four, which are doing really good today, Amazon, Microsoft, Alphabet, and Apple. I mean, they all look. They haven't really been participating over the past 3 months, and everything else mostly kind of has. Even Tesla hasn't, right? But I don't know. I mean, it's just like everything else looks. McDonald's obviously hasn't been doing crap. Man, for like 2 months, basically hasn't been doing anything. Wow. What about Yum? Yum Brands? Yeah, it's been pretty stagnant as well. Disney? Disney coming back to life. Disney coming back to life. Ooh. Someone saying Netflix's stock is ahead of itself. I just see that over here. And what else you got? Ahead of itself, Meta and Alphabet look attractive here. Alphabet and Microsoft do look attractive, but they still have a huge weighting. I don't trust it. Goldman Sachs. I want to look at this. What in the hell? I forgot they got crushed Tuesday. If I just would have took those puts instead of last Friday and did it this Friday, it would have been worked out perfectly fine. Goldman Sachs consumer business reportedly being investigated by U.S. Federal Reserve. Why is the Federal Reserve investigating the consumer business? All right. That's interesting. One thing to note here on Goldman Sachs, though, is it did breach these lows back in December. Didn't hold, obviously. Just breached them. Oh, that news came out intraday. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty sharp sell-off there. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, this is very interesting. Morgan Stanley? Hey, Morgan Stanley now don't look like they're getting impacted by that. JP Morgan. JP Morgan doesn't look like it got impacted about that. It traded down a little bit, not super hard. All right. JP Morgan though doesn't really look bullish here. Obviously after earnings, man, it has gotten some selling come in, getting below that earnings candle. Looks like it might roll over. Nice little couple days here of just sideways stepping here. Might check out JP Morgan on Monday. Might check that out on Monday. PayPal. Block. I don't know why Square changed their name away from Block. Oh man, look at that. Look at that nice little pattern right there. Morningstar reversal. Very, very clean off the 10. And then, all right. All right, crude oil. What's crude oil? I haven't looked at crude oil in a couple days. Starting to set up bullish. Square will change, or SQ will change the name to Burps next. That's funny. Burps. That's funny. Dude, I don't understand. Some of these corporate guys get so in the weeds of like, oh my gosh, we gotta have that name. Like, we should change our name to whatever. And it's like, dude, it doesn't matter, man. Just execute your business, dude. Just execute your business. Like, crude oil. Crude oil looks like it's starting to. Yeah, this thing's looking pretty good. We got a higher low and now a higher high over here over the past couple trading sessions. What does it look like on the weekly? Yeah, we got a nice little consolidation here. We get a strong push up through these moving averages on a weekly. It might be game on for oil on crude oil. I think I did see that copper is just, oh, good gosh. Yeah, copper's been flying, man. That China reopening. It's basically the same thing with a lot of other commodities. SLV. Or not SLV. Yeah, I forget what silver is. BHP has been on a tear. I like this consolidation it's having right here. Oh. Man, but not now. I like that consolidation it's having. I can almost see it just having like one really strong push higher and just coming right back down. And DBB. Vesco DB base metal funds. All right. Never heard of it. Your knowledge of the ticker symbol world overwhelms me. Like, I thought I knew a lot of tickers. Sir, you do. Sad. It's sad. This is what I nerd out on, man. I flashcard ticker symbols all day. That's what I do. Dude, it's all good, man. I used to, but man, I just concentrate so much just on the SPY now. I used to know a lot of tickers. I used to follow a lot. It just doesn't matter to me anymore as much. But I do like knowing that things like this exist, to have that opportunity to target focus specific industries and areas in the marketplace. That's about the one thing I will say. That is, when you find an opportunity or an area like precious metals or something like that, you don't want to deal with a lot of the other noise. You want to go straight into like those specific areas. All right, so the Qs are just still grinding away. That's actually kind of remarkable. I'm really surprised at how much buying is coming in today. Really kind of surprised. XBI, not looking too bad. Market chatter. Apple reportedly starts layoffs at some retail channels. Okay. Options expiration date. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's option expiration day. It's crazy, man. That's what's funny, options expiration day is like people talk about, especially like the big ones, like the monthly, the quarterlies. You got some that are kind of like yearlies, right? Oh yeah, that's the thing is today is the yearly. Shit, I forgot about that. Dang, I totally forgot about that. Forgot we're in January. Um, but yeah, I totally forgot about that. Jeez, I can't believe that slipped my mind. But you normally don't really see like a huge deviation from close to close. You see, I would say you normally see like a pretty good swing. Like you'll see a pretty good run, then you'll see a pretty good drop, and then it'll kind of settle out basically where it closed or roughly where it closed like the previous day. It doesn't don't typically get like a trending move like this that we've had like almost all day. Like pretty much the whole day, it's just been a trend higher. Don't typically get that. At least not from what I've noticed. It's one reason why I don't play them all that much because it's like the market just kind of it just fakes everybody out on those days normally. But it might be ENPH and First Solar. Oh, is First Solar finally doing something in my favor? It's kind of hanging out. It's kind of hanging out. I do like it though. Oh, dude, that is setting up so nice to continue. Oh, look at that breakdown, a little hump action. Actually, I like this a lot. Where's my painter? I like this tool, my paintbrush, because I'm not good at art. That's why I like it. But I like these breakdowns like this, and you get the marble bounce, you get the basketball bounce, you get these lower highs. This is where you get huge sell-offs when you get these lower high bounces on a price, on a price level. So obviously you can see we got some wicks coming in there. I really like to see those. Yes, sir. Speak dirty. EMPH. Yeah, that's damn. One day. One day. Dang, that was down 11% yesterday. Holy crap. That thing just got crushed at the end of the day yesterday. Wow, that last hour and a half really, really did. I know we looked at it yesterday and it was down pretty good. But it got all the way down and closed below that January low yesterday. Wow. That is a move. It took out 5 days of bullishness. 4 days of bullishness. I can count. 4 days of bullishness. Just what does that look like on a weekly? Oh my gosh. Look at how bad that is. Look at this weekly time frame. And it's taken out the high volume from last week. Getting below that. Now you could say it's doing it on a light volume this week, but we're 1 day short. Yeah, you're right. EMPH was last year's winner. It was a big winner last year. It started off, it did start off the year kind of rough last year, that first week last year, but it got going. It got going. Solar Edge. Yeah, that thing looks like it wants to just break down. Huge breakdown candle. Look at that volume that came in yesterday. Nice little inside, very small doji action. I'm gonna take a bender play next week. Solar Edge. A lot of these just don't look good. I'm going to bring over the broker. Did I open another screen? I did. Hold on. Give me a sec. I'm bringing it over. Solar Edge. Solar Edge. Oh, let's see how liquid your options are actually. Up around the 290 area. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's the problem. They got $10 strikes. Are you kidding me? There ain't no freaking way we can play that. Down to 280. Yeah, that's possible. That is so possible. Oh, hold on. I was looking at today. Oh, they got monthlies. They don't even have weeklies. All right. Let me see then. What about um? Oh, who's the other one? ENPH. ENPH. All right, they got weeklies. All right, let's go back to ENPH. I'm down to play this. ENPH. Is there major support coming into? Yeah, a little bit from back here. I'll still do it. I'll do it. It's okay. I'll expect a little bit of a continuation. It's been on a heck of a run. I'd expect it at least to move towards this 100 moving average. I'd expect at least a little bit more bearishness next week. Try SPWR. SunPower. Yeah. Too much support right down here. I mean, yeah, too much support down there where it's at. Not to say that it won't break through and keep going, but yeah, I'd rather do ENPH. I would do First Solar, but I'm already in bearish on that. Yeah, I'm gonna look at ENPH. It's fine. I'll just keep it close. That way, if it gets in there, it gets a choppiness. It won't be hopefully as bad. Let me look and see what this looks like. For 250 strike, possibly get it for $1.20. Let me move that a little bit off screen. I'll go down one more strike set. Go to 215. 217.50 by 215. So where's 215? Where's 215? That's not far. That's the thing, is it's not far. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't want to pay more than $1.10 though. Actually, I'm gonna say I don't want to pay more than really $1.05. I'll tell you what, I'll do it at $1.10. I'll just see what the broker feels me at. It'd probably feel me around a 105, I'd imagine. But I'll set this up for $1.10. I dig it. I dig it okay. I dig it okay. I just like how massive of a breakdown that was on all the solars, right? All the solars, massive breakdown yesterday, and they're not really playing the game today, right? They're not a part of the real strong run up that we're seeing today on the marketplace, especially risk on, It's a risk on day, and they're not participating. So, yeah. TAN ETF holding up better. Let's check it out. Yeah, a little bit of a gap up today on TAN. Never mind. What's going on, Shannon? How are you doing? All right, I'm gonna hit this. We'll do a little market wrap up, and get the heck out of here for the weekend. Awesome day trading. All right, you must have been bullish, because if you were bearish, you wasn't an awesome day trading. I can tell you that. Let me hit this and we can do a market wrap up. Let's get out of here for the weekend. See what's going on. You flipped short. That is a good call. How low do you think we go by close? That's my question. How far do you think the limbo bar is? Oh, come on. I'm gonna have to. All right. In on ENPH, I got filled at two different prices. I got filled at 103 and 110. So they averaged out, what's that average out to? Like 106 and a half. I don't know for close, but the trend, the trend, the trend is your friend. The trend's bullish. Shannon, what are you doing? Kidding. All right. When you do it, probably about 15, 20 minutes ago, I'd imagine that's a pretty good spot to be doing it, flipping. I took a bearish play when I got on the mic back over here. That's what this 392 is. If we sell down into close, if we get below 392, I'd be a little bit happy. It is a high reward, low risk play. I'm not risking a whole lot, but it would be a high reward if we got below 392 by the close. So, as for now, I'm just going to leave that. If it happens, it happens. Not on the spot, but building into the high. Okay, I got you. I get you. What are you doing on? Curious. What's your beef? What's your cheddar? What's your chicken? What meal you cooking? All right, Q's, man, they were on the run today. They were on the run. People came in and bought up tech and risk on stuff. It's risk on. Let's just run through the sectors real quick. Very easily see that. I'll tell you what, let's not gonna do that. I know that's kind of small on some of your guys' screens. Let's do this. Let's do industry, not industry. Let's do sector performance on the day. And yep, we can very easily see the winners. XLC, this is where Netflix was really kind of shining. Obviously, you get Alphabet sitting in XLC. They were up pretty good today. Laggers, healthcare, staples, utilities, all the defensives lagging. So, okay. I want to show you guys something, actually sometime before we get off. Something I was looking at last night. XLF, kind of middle of the pack. XLI, XLE, all kind of middle of the pack there. XLRE, materials, discretionary, tech and communications, all. Those are the big risk on names that are leading. Okay. Materials are doing pretty good. A lot of reasons why materials. XLB doing really good is yeah, you just got a whole lot of buying coming in from China reopening, so it's putting a lot of pressure on commodity prices right now. The 18th, I want to look at this from the high that we put in on the 18th, that morning, like that hour after the open. There's one sector obviously dominating. That's mostly due to today. But obviously you can see at yesterday's close, the XLC was doing really good ever since that high that we put in Tuesday. So since that sell down that we put in Tuesday, the only one that's above that point is the XLC, and that's mostly just due to today. XLK not doing too bad. It was actually right here. It was the third lowest at the close of yesterday. Really kind of interesting. So the XLK, the only reason why they're performance since that high on Tuesday is really just today. They were actually one of the three lower performing ones. They were down there with industrials and utilities for worst performers on the week. No, not at the end of yesterday. It was, I'm sorry, XLY, XLI. So discretionary industrials were down, these bottom two ones, and then tech, XLK. But tech is now the second best performer since that high on Tuesday. And XLY has come back up a little bit as well, mostly just due to the simple fact of today has been very strong for risk on names. But we definitely saw a lot of rotation from that high on Tuesday and then going into the close yesterday. But Netflix kind of helped the market flip to risk on names, that kind of stuff. Okay, but yeah, that's kind of how the week's gonna shape out. XLC definitely a big winner since that high on Tuesday. Energies, healthcare, tech looking pretty good. Materials looking okay. Yeah, but today that was a pretty good week. You too, have a great weekend. We will see what the market has in store going into next week. See if we can get out of this chape zone. But everybody, Alpha Hunters, y'all have a great weekend. Alrighty, take care.